I think it's because of the facts people learn on this radio station. It just keeps them tuned in.
Oh, right? You might be right.
Okay, here's that lonely Philco that I showed you on my prior video of what I came home from JD Auctions with. This is a Philco Transitone AM only radio. I'm assuming it's a post-war radio. And I've got that guy connected up to my handy dandy Variac isolation transformer current and voltmeter. All right, all built in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on and slowly bring things up and see what the radio does. I haven't opened the radio or nothing. The only thing I've done was I've got here, let me turn this about halfway. Okay, about halfway there. And then I've got the radio set on WOR, which comes in pretty strong over here at 710 kilohertz out of New York. There's also a 1450 it's a local station about 5 miles away, but they're equally strong, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll just try it just like this and see what happens. Okay, let's give it a go. Turn on our current meter. So turn the Variac down, turn it on. And I guess for stars, we'll bring it up to about 50 volts. Watch the current meter. I have no idea when this radio was on last, if it works at all. I'm assuming that it's a series string radio, obviously, and the tubes are lighting up and the current is still going down, so I have a feeling that the tubes may be okay. All right, let me go up another 10. All right, that's 60. Still coming down. All right, let's bring it up another 10. We're 70 volts. Oh. And it's humming. I don't know how well that's coming through onto the camera, but I do hear a heterodyne in the back that sounds like it could be WOR. And ironically, the needle is dead on 710, so that's kind of a good sign. That means we at least need filter caps. So I think what we ought to do is just kind of take this guy apart. We'll double check all the tubes first, and then see what we got underneath the chassis, and we'll take it from there. All right, I took all the tubes out, all 5 of them, and tested them off camera, and they were all good. There were no issues with any of the tubes. However, of course, as you well know, we're going to have to address this guy right here, this guy. From the overall looks of the chassis itself, that looks like it's pretty much all original and unmolested. So that's kind of like how you want to find them, because then you know no one else has kind of messed with anything in case there is an issue. So what we're going to do is, now this, according to the schematic, here, let me get the camera repositioned here. We'll zoom in and you can see I've actually got the schematic up here. Now if this is all new version of Mac fan control, we don't care. Alright, there we go. Now let me get a pointer. Here is, we got a 3-section cap schematic. We've got a 30, we have a 25, and then we've got a 220 ohm resistor as a tweener between the 30 and the 25 and a 20. So this is going to be interesting. I don't have a 25 microfarad capacitor, 150 volts, although I would like to replace all 3. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of beef this up a little bit. I'll make this a 22. We'll make this a 33, and maybe I'll make this guy... maybe I'll make this a 33 as well. So 2 33s and a 22. That should be okay. So let me put them in there. And we'll get that guy out, and we'll see see how it goes. Okay, I've went ahead and did the filter cap surgery here. Here is the original Philco cap here, and you can see there's actually 3 different values here. It just follows what we just looked at in the schematic. Okay, so unless I move a bunch of stuff around and get the variac in the radio in the picture, I'm just going to put the radio on here. And let me turn on the variac route. The variac is actually to the right of the radio here. It's out of the picture. So I'm just going to turn it on. And let's see what happens here. You can actually see the pilot light starting to come up. That's 60 volts right there. And right now it's showing me, you know, it started to go at 10 mils. Now it's down to 9 mils on the current. So here, for those of you who are probably seeing, there's the pointer. You can see the dial light coming on. And the tubes are probably starting to warm up. I'm only at 60 volts. Let me go up to 75. Still not drawing a heck of a lot of current. I have the volume up. Got a good amount of volume here. I got the radio turned on to 710 WOR thereabouts. Let's see what happens. Or no, actually I got it on, let's see, WABC. I'm hearing something.
Until now, North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve. But passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file a lawsuit.
Does it include children and you know, women and non-combatants in Gaza? That is a reality of war. It is.
So that's WOR.
But it's interesting that the entire.
The interesting thing is I'm only at 75 volts.
Out there
and bring it up to 100.
Are so upset about what's going on in Gaza, and people are pointing out. You know, they estimate, the UN estimate is at 85,000.
That's WABC.
Our partners at the New York Public Library, 10,698 readers were able to check
it's
out.
WNYC. It's a NPR station out of New York. It's 820.
And the process is 100% online.
That's WCBS. I'm surprised this thing is playing as well as it is with those awful sweaty looking caps in there.
Well, the parents were all unique in some way, shape, or form.
All right.
I kind of think a commercial about
let me turn this off at the variac. So things are looking pretty good. I think I just keep changing the rest of those caps out, do those other 5. And from there, I think we could probably, I'll check, there's 1 or 2 resistors to check it. And also, we'll do an alignment. I'll show you how I do an alignment on this. And now, through the wonder of modern editing and editing software, just like that, the caps have all been changed. And we're going to do the IF cans first. And it's basically saying that you want to take an output meter, connect to the center terminal low, left terminal high of the 3-lug terminal strip on the back of the chassis. That's kind of like the antenna area. Connect the signal generator to the standard Hazeltine loop model 1150, which is the tuned loop in the back of the radio. Set the signal generator to 455 and fully mesh the receiver. Well, I'm warming up my generator, okay, and I already have it set at 455. And as you can see, I've got this highly high-tech $20 ICO signal generator. And what I've done is, I mean, I'm kind of going to ignore some of this because it's just, I don't know, it's not convenient for me. What I've done is I've taken a digital voltometer. You could use an analog meter. The analog meter or digital meter doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the radio on. We've meshed the bread slicer, okay? Now, I think what they mean by that is what they're trying to do is just find a null on the dial. So what I've done is I brought this all the way down, And I also ran into a problem because when I fully meshed it, here, let me flip this around a little bit. The last ear here, where my finger is, was bent in a little bit, and it was touching, and then I would just lose the signal entirely. So I just pushed that out and tried it again, and it seems to be okay. All right. So that should just be a null. You could just find a dead spot on the band that's not giving you any signal at all, just somewhere where it's quiet. All right, and then it says here you want to adjust for maximum IF with the signal generator on, trimmer C, in this case C8, C7, C6, and C5 here. So what they're not saying is that you should work from the second IF first, then go to the first IF, and the hysteresis part is that you want to keep going back and forth, because when you adjust one of these, it's going to affect the other, and vice versa. So you probably have to do this at least maybe 3 times, and then look at your signal going into your voltometer, and you either see the number go up or go down, or you can see the shut swing on the meter back and forth, and you want to just get that to the highest number possible. I'll start bringing that in. I almost get it up to 1/10 of a volt. That's one. And do the other side. These IF coils, you can almost think of them as almost as a computer. You have or an amplifier. You have an input and an output. But again, you're going to have to go back and forth. Look at the improvement already. We started at what, almost 0.5, and now we're up to 0.130. So we're really waking these guys up. Now I'm back to the first IF. Look at that, 0.2 volts. Now the first IF is very sensitive, so I don't have to turn it a whole awful lot to get what I want. Look at that. Look how high that is now. All right, now I've done both of these IFs one time. Now I'm going to go back to the second IF and readjust that one, go back to the first IF and see if that doesn't pull it up. If that number ends up being the same or thereabouts, then I'll have to do it again. So it's trying to find that happy medium, or the hysteresis, or the high point. And it looks like I get that come up a little bit more. All right, I'll leave it there. Now I'll go back to the first IF. Oh, I kind of like that. First IF, though, is kind of tricky. You gotta really, doesn't really take much to throw these out of whack here. Look at that. Now I'm up to almost 0.3 volts. Go back to the second. I don't think I'm going to do much of an improvement here. Whoop. On the second IF, I seem to have more leeway as far as adjustment. It's easier to adjust than the first. The first seems to just barely crack the screw, and it just all right. I think I'm just going to leave it right there. So that was kind of boring. It was almost like watching grass grow, I guess, to some of you. But you know, for you newbies, this is really the best way to do that. All right, the next step is, according to what Philco recommends, let's see, set up the signal generator to 1600 kcs and the generator and receiver to 1600 kcs, and adjust the oscillator trimmer C2. That's the smaller one that I just showed you for maximum output. So I already got the generator set for 1600. Let me get the radio set for 1600, and we'll have at it. Okay, I've got the radio set for 1600. I got the generator also set for 1600. I still have my meter on. There it is right there. So we're going to be adjusting this screw here to get this guy to peak out at 1600 kcs, and then we know that the dial and everything will be set. I'd say that's probably pretty good. All right, we got to set up the signal generator and receiver to 1400 kc and adjust the trimmer C4, which is the antenna set of wafers for maximum output. So let me do that, and then we'll adjust that one out. Okay, now I'm going to adjust the antenna trimmer here. That's the bigger one. I'll leave it right there. So now the radio should be happy. Well, boys and girls, here it is. It's kind of done. I didn't get a chance to really go through the cabinet or polish up this thing, but I know it works. And this is just a quick band scan from my basement.
And exit C. Traffic is sponsored by MajorWorld.com. Looking for a car online? Beware of ads.
This is true, yeah. And, you know, every once in a while you'll see planes.
Cool, you're either 14 or 75. That's good.
Yeah.
$0 for our ride. It pays to discover.
Two men got into it with four other guys in Roosevelt.
Bloomberg.
So still expect some extra company. Southbound, another accident up by Commerce Boulevard and Aaron Road. 287, a light buildup, exits 1 to 3 north.
Could be that because, I mean, those...
Last year, they gave themselves a chance to be in a playoff. This year, they're going to be there. They're a team that has a chance.
So there it is, gang. So it's all done, and I'll get back to the cabinet and that thing sometime. But had a lot of requests to see this one get playing and see if I can make it work, and it'll be a decent radio. I think that I'm not sure what I'm going to. I have some ideas about what to do to kind of clean the cabinet up, but I'll figure it out. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hope to see you real soon. So take care. Bye!